Making the magic, launching the missiles, calling in the QRF, and we're live. My name is Walt, and on behalf of the Forgotten Ruin Kickstarter, actively in the campaign right now, wanted to say welcome to everybody. Welcome tonight to a little play test where we create a character and show you how easy it is. Joining me, I have Sparky.
Hello.
I have Snookin.
Hello.
And not to be outdone, we have Chaos Actual on the weight rack.
Hola.
How's everybody doing tonight?
Pretty good. How are you?
Oh my goodness. And we also have Galileo Heliodor Fizzlespank.
Wrong game, buddy.
Also known as Bear. How you doing, sir?
Let me fix this.
Get to the chopper.
This thing isn't done.
He's not prepared.
It's always funny.
Yes, I'm not my gnome today.
There we go. So how you guys look through the book at all? You guys see any of the stuff that we got going on, and what do you think?
I have.
What do you think?
I'm pretty happy with it. I like the fact it covers all the bases. I honestly, I think it when it comes to character creation and clarification of certain rules, I think it builds on the work that comes before it.
Yeah, I was liking it.
I need it.
It is clarified for idiots like us.
So does the white box make it kind of easy? You can just slide right in, no problems, no worries.
Yep, I can knock those characters out like clockwork.
But, go ahead, Sonoka.
It's just looking through it just makes me miss playing my Ghost Knight.
We might have to have a return appearance. That was a pretty fun camp. Oh, go ahead, Bear.
No, we can bring back Nick Ball's cannon.
Yeah, from our game.
That was hysterical. That was a different game.
Starting balls for the win. Well, he migrated through a few games.
It's true. It's true.
And he's probably Prometheus, so he's in all games.
He's in all games.
He's even an RCNC game, I think.
Is he really?
He might be.
How do you get in there? Or is he the one throwing the cucumbers?
He throws the cucumbers. But there is a knight that that's trying or has already won the hand of Dolores. So
Can't believe you just
You mean-
brought out a real cucumber.
Do you mean Sergeant Balls or do you mean Prometheus?
One.
What?
Do you mean Sergeant
what?
Balls or Prometheus?
In which case exactly? I got distracted by the cucumbers.
Your game.
Oh yeah. Now, in our CNC game, there is a knight that is in the land. Actually, we called him Sir Nick. This kind of actually was JR's fault because he wanted to come and have a guest spot. I'm like, okay, your character is trying to win the hand of Dolores, so we had to continue that joke a little bit.
I live in JR's head rent free.
You do.
You really do.
Yeah.
And we killed him and he got reincarnated as a gnome.
Oh man.
No one cares.
Yeah.
I've never played a gnome.
You're
I
missing
haven't
out.
either.
You're missing out.
They have a lot of shortcomings. So
Once
I
you go
don't think it
gnome, you never go home.
I don't like the Nomolian complex is going on with them.
Oh my goodness. So before we get
We're all going to hell.
before Knight of Barsoom is joining the chat saying, "Ready the Cyclops horror."
I miss the Cyclops horror.
Yeah.
And Nick, you'd gone on record before as saying the Cyclops horror was originally going to be the name of the six, wasn't it? Or was that Tyrus Rex's?
I think it was originally going to be the name of Tyrus Rex's ship in the first draft, and then Jason's all no, and I'm like, okay, the Obsidian Crow, because the Millennium Falcon, the Obsidian Crow, but the Cyclops horror is actually like a 15,000 word novella that's just sitting on my hard drive that I wrote a long time ago, and it's very like sword and sorcery pulp. But I got this weird idea in my head that Jupiter got turned into a low grade sun, a heat source, like in the sort of post apocalyptic future, and all the planets were now sort of like Conan-esque worlds. And the sun heat source was generating this giant atmosphere, but still having like sort of low gravity. And you had these sort of actual like anti-grav sailing ships that sailed between the planets. And so I had this really cool story about this barbarian who gets captured on the Cyclops Whore, which is a ship. It's kind of a Viking ship that sails between the planets. And then he links up with this guy who's like an old wizard, and they basically retake the ship. And then it turns out the guy is like a NASA astronaut who got flung forward in time. And like I just really never done anything. I like the concept. I wanted to play with it, but like I powered for a week through it, and it's just like a sword and sorcery story. And that's where I first said, well, what's a good like Viking ship name? And I'm like, oh, the Cyclops Horde. That sounds fun.
There you go. Yeah, Cyclops Whore was ended up being the ship name in the Forgotten Ruin RPG playtest, which was hysterical.
Yeah.
So much sabotage in that show.
Oh dear Lord!
My favorite was when I blew off the front half of the other ship.
And
that was epic.
You took off that. You what was the other thing? The big sea monster. You pretty much decimated. So that
that
was
swung
fun.
my cockatrice.
The cockatrice flail.
I was happily on the other ship.
Mm-hmm.
The cockatrice is my favorite part.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that one show. Do not watch that one show with. Do not watch that one show while drinking anything, because you'll need a paramedic. There will be choking. And 67 Indian chiming in from the chat. Take my cash. Well, that's what we're here to do, and that's why we're going to start making a character. So,
all right.
Does everybody want to just make a character, or did we want to do like a team effort and kind of power through it?
Let's make a team effort. Let's all do it together, but let's silence one person and never take any of their suggestions, and then snicker off screen like everything that they say. I'll be that person. No, let's all work together. Now that way we can kind of like, because people who are watching the stream, they're kind of learning how, and hopefully they've gone in and supported the Kickstarter. And if they haven't, now would be a great time, because we're going to teach you how to make a really easy character and get involved in the Forgotten Ruin franchise that's about to take the RPG world and pretty much replace every other system.
Let's hope so. 67 Indian is saying that at no time should we be doing a Navy SEAL cook with a ponytail.
Oh no, my girlfriend would lose her shit.
Yeah.
Let's make one.
Yes,
All right,
I always get weirded out when Navy SEALs write Jason and I, and they go, "I love Forgotten Ruin. I just love it so much." I'm like, "Have you read it? Or are you just saying that?"
That's hysterical. Now, when they write you guys, do they like slap their trident on the screen to let you know that?
Well, the first thing, the reason that you always know you're involved in a conversation with a Navy SEAL is that they've told you you're involved in a conversation with a Navy SEAL, and then they remind you every 3 seconds. No, I jest. Yeah.
I was just going to say though, they've been slowing down with the 3 seconds coming from every two.
Yeah. They're getting slow in their old age.
Wow. It's because Mr. Shipley is on their case, just in case anybody's trying to pull the wool over somebody's eyes. But we're going to get into some character creation. So do we want to do a special operator, or do we want to do a regular old run-of-the-mill trooper?
Run-of-the-mill trooper.
Motor pool marine.
A motor pool marine. Yeah, we can do that. Hell yeah.
Keeping it
motorboating,
basic.
something.
Oh God, keeping it real simple and basic might be good to show just how quickly we can make a character versus, for the I mean, it's an hour versus other systems that claim to be D&D.
Hell yeah! All right, well let's do it. So who's got some dice? Oh yeah, break those puppies out.
I have
So-
dumbbells. I can drop on my toes and see how loud I scream, and we can gauge that by digits.
Do not drop those on your toes. You're gonna need those.
Oh yeah, do I?
What method are we using? Are we going to go assign, or are we going to go like 3d6 straight, 46?
Let's go 3d6 straight because
yeah.
I am an old school purist, and I cannot stand playing D&D with people like every modern person you play with. Like even if it's old school, they're like, "Oh, and I have an 18 in my primary stat." I'm like, bullshit. But I don't say anything because I'm a gutless coward and I just want to play D&D. But I come from the old school, which is like, hey, that 3d6 you rolled, sorry, you've got a 12 intelligence wizard.
Yes.
You rolled a 5. You are not going to be a wizard today, buddy.
I just I had that wizard when I first started playing. I think he was my second character, and when the Captain America movie came out, and it was like little skinny polio Steve Rogers, and he gets beat on like relentlessly, and he keeps getting up, and he's like, "I could do this all day." I'm like, "That's my second character ever." I had that wizard with the 12 intelligence and the high constitution.
That's Gene the Amazing.
What
was his name? What was his name?
Nason.
Nason. Okay.
Yeah. I don't know why.
Well, what we learned playing with Jim Ward is like a lot of the times you increase your intelligence, your stats, you know, and I think that's nice. Like, but if you start with an 18, like, where's there to go? It's like one more increase, and you're like, now I'm a minor god hanging out with you murder hobos.
Hey, wanted to say thanks to 67 Indian for gifting some tier 1 subs to the community. Thanks, man. Really appreciate that.
Thank you, brother.
67 Indian's actually been a longtime supporter of the channel back when we first started playing with Jim Ward. So yeah, it's pretty dope. So all right, who's got my dice and who's rolling? Who's getting ready?
I have mine as I drop them everywhere.
Don't
Throw
lose them.
All
I
right,
have my
so
orange dice. They're bad.
I have the blasting cat.
Wow, I
Yes.
rolled a 16.
All right, so 16 strength.
Yep.
All right, how about intelligence?
I got a 6.
we know
That's
where
a more
this is
entertaining roll than mine because I rolled stupidly high.
Someone is an ASVAB waiver.
Wisdom.
Oh boy, that's a 7.
I have a Camaro to sell you at 25%.
Yeah.
Can I marry a stripper?
Go ahead, Sparky. Dexterity.
I joined the army to pay 23% interest on a Camaro and marry a stripper.
6.
Well, son.
Oh my
Okay.
god.
Shit,
He's clumsy too.
Yeah. I say we have like these are good rolls, but let's see it out. Let's see it out.
Yeah.
But let's see if he survives basic training.
Constitution.
Who's rolling for
7.
Oh god.
Are you guys like jiggling the dice? Are you shaking it?
Hey, I
You're
even
fucking
got
dropping it.
I even got a
Excuse
cat
me.
helping me.
That's your problem
Who's
right
eating
there.
the
Cats
tree?
are
Pet
useless.
helper.
The
Charisma.
Ukrainians, I think, are fighting their entire war with cats.
Yeah.
That's a straight 6.
Oh my god. This guy
Jeez.
would have never even made it out of basic training.
3
Wow.
2s.
You wouldn't even made it out of grade school.
Yeah.
This
I mean,
guy
with
is like
the-
This guy's like Mongo
Well-
from Blazing Saddles.
I feel like this guy is artillery all the way. Because he's got the strength. The only thing that would be like as an officer, I'd be like, that dexterity is going to be a problem. You know. So maybe you make him like the powder monkey.
Yeah, he could be the powder monk.
Yeah,
Yeah.
guy just using the plunger.
All right.
Okay,
So,
let's do this. Let's do this. Let's do this. That was fun. It was fun. Okay. Someone roll percentile dice. And like, Walt, you've been through a lot of training and you're a trainer. So this guy walks in, you're DI Walt or drill instructor Walt or drill sergeant Walt. And you know that you're going to go through the confidence course, the gas chamber, which is another confidence course, live fire exercise. You're going to play with grenades. And that's just basic training. Then you're going to go to Benning and everything like that. Like, as a drill sergeant, what is the percentage that you think this person will survive and not have a training accident in which they are maimed, hurt, or discharged? They're too stupid to quit, so he's got that going for him.
I would say 75% that they find some way to
Watch
FA this
dude.
guy. Yeah, failure to
Okay.
adapt.
I have percentile.
Okay, so let's roll and see if he survives basic training.
61.
Nope.
He didn't survive. He's out. Let's roll.
He's
Okay,
cut.
let's elevate it to 46 now.
46, take the highest 3.
46. Okay, let's start from the top and
Strength.
try to have as much fun with this as possible.
80.
What is it?
80.
No, not
no
percentage.
strength.
No, go back to 3D.
He has an 80 strength.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Or 46.
He literally can't feed himself because everything breaks that he picks up.
8.
Yeah. Yeah.
I know where this is going.
Supply.
Go ahead, Sanokin. Hit me with some intelligence.
Clerk typist.
13.
Here we go.
There we go. 13.
Yep. This is a clerk
Double
typist
digits.
right here. Yeah.
Nice.
All right, Bear. Make it work.
6, 7, 8, 9.
A 9 wisdom.
9 wisdom. Yes. This guy's got supply written all over him.
We have Avalini in the chat. Wanted to know any word on the eventual Galaxy's Edge RPG. I've got a 16-year-old who's nagging me about it. Yes, coming soon. All right, so Sparky, how about some dexterity where he's not going to kill himself?
10.
That's not bad. All right, that works. Sanokin, Constitution.
12.
Nice.
All right, so he's kind of a little high. Yeah. And Bear, Charisma.
3.
You got 4 ones?
I get ones.
Ow. Ow.
Effing ones.
Oh,
my
that's
God.
brutal.
Yeah. So this is why we can't have nice things.
So our guy's looking like JR right now.
This dude is destined for a Dependa.
We need to play these characters in just the
Absolutely.
most
For a
fast,
Dependa.
backwards game possible.
Oh my
Incompetent dozen.
All right, so we got an 8 strength, a 13 intelligence, a 9 wisdom, a 10 dexterity, a 12 constitution, and a 3 charisma. Every time this guy opens his mouth, a drill sergeant kicks him in the balls. Oh my God. Knight of Barsoom is saying Baldur demands a sacrifice. You're correct. All right, so yeah, this guy is this guy's hurting. This guy's a little bit hurting. So what from the base classes, here's what we got. Before we do that, let's see if he's done anything. He or she has done anything before they got in the military. So give me a D6. Somebody give me a D6 roll. On a roll of 4, the player has a certain type of background. On a roll of 5, the player has a professional background. And then rolling a 6 means the player has 2 backgrounds.
I got 6.
All right, so this player has 2 backgrounds.
Better than my roll.
Where was this roll before? We have tradesmen backgrounds, which is stuff like athlete, construction, criminal. And then we have the professional backgrounds, which are like academic, businessman, doctor, engineer, that kind of deal. So having a background allows the character to add their real life experience to their chance of success. And Nick's trying to reconnect right now. So Oh, we almost had video on Nick. We almost saw into the life. Are you back, Nick?
I'm back.
Okay. So yeah, we have two potential backgrounds that this guy can have. Sanokin, pick a background.
I would say he's not going to be professional. Just because charisma alone, he wouldn't make it very long in a professional back thing unless he's a back office employee.
Right.
Mailroom.
Criminal.
Running a copier. Yeah, criminal.
Yeah,
you can do.
Yeah,
criminal.
we can go. I'd do criminal as one of them.
Criminal. Okay. And, all right, so
88
criminal.
Mike.
It's funny too because like a couple of the guys I went with to Iraq with were 88 mics, and they were we're getting ready to go over, and it's like oh man, this is cool, I get to use guns again. I'm like, what are you talking about? He goes, I got a felony. I'm like, how did you even get in here?
Hey, be careful. My girlfriend was an 88 Mike.
I don't judge, especially if they're behind the wheel.
Oh dear God, riding with her is hilarious.
Get on my convoy!
So we have this person was a criminal beforehand. We have a second. Wraith Tainer. Wraith Tainer is saying bouncer to strip club. Should we make?
Yeah, we go bouncer criminal.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like, well, you know what? He's also got the 4 charisma. So strip club DJ.
Here's the important question, though, Nick. What's the name of the strip club?
That he dances that?
Yeah.
Cyclops whore.
So Knight of Barsoom wants to know what an 88 mic is. You want to explain that?
An 88 Mike is a motor vehicle specialist. Really, we just call them truck drivers, but I don't know what it's exactly called, but it's a transportation specialist. But generally, you're going to learn how to drive all the Army vehicles, and your primary focus is to be a driver. You're probably going to be a convoy driver. They tell you lies, like you're going to be the colonel's driver or something like that. That's not going to happen.
We also learned
you're
about
going
road rage.
You're going to sit in a truck a lot.
Right on.
Boring.
Oh, that was weird.
The worst thing that you're going to do. Well, you're going to learn convoy defense. But the worst thing, I don't know, maybe it's better now, but did anybody like in the newer Army have to learn how to blackout drive?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, fuck. That's a headache right there.
Right.
I was a Navy guy, so no.
Yeah.
I was a staff driver for 3 days.
Yeah. Imagine following the battleship in front of you in a sandstorm. And the battleship in front of you just has 2 little glow in the dark lights that you can barely see. They don't even really glow in the dark. And you just got to follow those through the pitch blackness.
Right on.
It's a hassle, man.
So, wow, we got 37 people watching. Hey, big love out to everybody out there. Thanks for coming on, man.
Yeah.
88 Mike is a truck driver, heavy wheel motor operator.
Okay, that's what it is.
Yeah, so if you guys are just chiming in, for some reason the Twitch stream just all of a sudden kicked us off and kicked us right back on again. So for those who are so we have a criminal bouncer DJ at a strip club.
Here's the deal. Like any of you people that are like thinking like, oh, I want to get in the military because they're going to go to Eastern Europe and kick some ass America style, and you're thinking like 88 Mike might be something I could say. Don't do it. Cav Scout. That's what you want to be. Where the real men go. Cav Scout. Do you like Greco-Roman wrestling? Do you enjoy bathing with other men? That's what
So we got
right there. People might say like, I want to be a ranger, a special forces operator. You say, hell no. I am a Cav Scout. I am not afraid of my sexuality.
It's almost like the infantry. All right, so for our character classes, I'm trying to keep this on the rails, but
it's long go.
I have an SF guy who sends me memes of Cav Scouts, and they're hateful. they're so filled with like just bitterness and rage and a lot of inappropriate slurs that would get us kicked off of Twitch. I just want you to know. But you defy all that and you walk into that recruiter and say, "I'm Cav Scout." And if they don't believe you, you take off your assless chaps and show them.
Jojo Cantor on the thing is saying in the chat is saying I think I went to basic with that character, and then Knight of Barsoom chimes in to say and Nick made it weird. Spook 1635 is telling me that I have lost control of the stream. You are correct, sir. So now we're going. Here are the classes that are coming in the test book. There are going to be more classes coming after this. That are going to go in there in the finished copy, but this is what we got. We got Combat Engineer. We got the Combat Medic, Sniper, the State Liaison, which is actually one of my favorites, just because I really enjoyed what Talker did to the first one in the first novel. So, yeah.
Everybody loves that one.
Oh, my God. That was awesome.
I'm still convinced he's coming back.
The State Liaison. We have the Trooper, which is kind of like the infantryman. And then, of course, it goes into the Special Operators, which we're not playing with today. So we got Combat Engineer, Combat Medic, Sniper, State Liaison, Trooper. What are we going to make?
I honestly cannot see him as a State Liaison. Just on it. Charisma alone. I know there's a lot of bad ones out there, but still, he's below the bar even for them.
Well, don't say that. Look at the Secretary of State.
War Mother 05 is saying we need a wizard hacker capable of manipulating the nano. We got a couple of votes in the chat for Trooper.
Okay.
So, how we want to go with that one?
Let's go with Basic Trooper. I mean, it's not Cav Scout, but
hey, Walt to design a Cav Scout.
Yeah, I was about to say, can we get that as a specialty class, please?
I think Cav Scout is a certain. Let's make Cav Scout the $300,000 unlock, and we'll have our leather guy. What is our leather guy's name? Who does the beautiful leather work? I'm so sorry if he's listening.
Oh, Ted Lehman.
I have a brain injury. No, I don't have a brain injury. I shouldn't say that. But we can have like if you go in at the really highest level, the Cav Scout level, you could get your own pair of assless chaps that says Cav Scout
down the side.
Yeah.
What does it say on the where the ass is supposed to be?
Anything I would say would be so wrong, but there are spurs.
Of course there are. Wraith Tanner is saying, will there be subclasses in the special operator class, such as special operations and combat medic? We're actually going to do another show to kind of describe that and to kind of describe how that works. The operator class actually is something that you can transition into after a certain level in one of the basic classes. Or you can just, if you wanted to do all straight operators, you just roll those classes to start with and then transition. But we'll do another show on that to talk about the operator classes and how those work. It's very simple. It's not hard. But if you wanted to do a guy who's been through SOCM, which is the Special Operations Combat Critical Care Medical Course, or Special Operation Combat Medic Course, depending on what time period you're talking about, you can do that very easily with the Specialist class, which is kind of like the support class for the Special Forces guys. So on the art, it's Gamer's Edge 260. On the art, it shows a dog. Will there be a handler class? Yes and no. That's something we'll talk about when we do the special operations stuff. But yeah, you could do a handler in this 5 seconds. All right, so we got a basic trooper. So the trooper is automatically gets the combat machine ability. So against enemies of 1 hit dice or less, you get free attacks per round. So Fighting directed against these lesser forces allows the trooper to get an additional attack per level of experience. So if you wander, into a forest looking for that private that wandered off or was looking for his lost weapon, and you come up against some goblins, they're usually less than 1 hit die. So because of that, you end up with extra attacks based on your level. Knight of Barsoom wants to know, will all warrant officers be able to disappear at will? What do you think about that, Nick?
Oh yeah, totally. All warrant officers. I mean, if we kind of borrow from Strange Company a little bit, if you're a warrant officer, you've got magic powers.
It's true.
Yeah, and it kind of happened with Chief Rapp, who is the doctrine special forces doctrine warfare specialist and medic, and he has quote unquote magic powers as cleric.
Yeah, we've been seeing him do some like damage to the undead, which was absolutely awesome. Hey Walt, any idea about having an artist draw that platoon CO picture next to the C-17? Are you talking about like where the whole platoon gets in front of the C-17, like the infamous picture in the Black Hawk Down book? Put it in the chat for me. Probably something we could do. I mean, not out of the realm of possibility. Oh, he's saying yes. Nice. Possible. Very possible. All right. So now that we got our stats, we got our basic ability for a trooper to start off with as a first level trooper. Homeboy needs some hit points. So the one thing I really like about this game is that the hit points are kept low. You don't start off with like 19 hit points because you have this feat and that feat, and you got a note from your mom. The principal said you can't die right away. Blah blah blah. Right? None of that. So somebody grab me a D6 and roll to see how many hit points this guy's got to start. 4 hit points. Hit points 4.
I take his roll. Mine, no.
I did have a nice conversation this week with our wizard from Jim Ward's game, if you followed this channel.
Nice.
And he is building his own actual wizard's tower.
What?
Like in real life. And his wife let him. They're building...
Oh, we lost him.
Damn.
You don't talk about the Wizard's Tower.
No, you do. The wizard comes for you.
Yep, they blew out his commo.
Yep.
See, a new house on his property. He's like, I would like a wizard's tower.
Nice. We lost you there for about 30 seconds, Nick.
Oh, sorry. Where did I end?
You were like, his wife let him, and then we were like, oh my god, the wizard got him.
Oh, then he's building like a 12-person D&D table, and he said we could all come there and play.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Is he running?
Damn.
Oh yeah, he's a fun DM too.
Nice. One Trick Pony is saying again, what bonuses do plate carriers add? They increase your armor class, so you don't get shot. And if you do get shot, Homeboy's only got 4 hit points. He better have a medic close by. So our boy, he's got our 4 hit points. We got to give this cat some gear now. Obviously, he's got all the usual. He's got his his boots, his utes, his plate carrier. Do you think with an 8 strength, Homeboy can carry the 150, 160 pounds necessary to hump across the Forgotten Ruin?
Sounds like time for an ability check.
The standard, I think, in the Army now is you have to deadlift 220, which I did as a 53-year-old man, so screw everybody. So does an 8 strength let you deadlift 220?
I believe so. Usually White Box doesn't go into that level of detail.
Sure.
But like between 9 and 12 is an average strength. So an average person would be able to probably do that because
okay.
you saw the people we came out of basic training with.
Sure. Yeah, sure.
Not a lot of rock stars in that group.
Not a lot of rock stars.
So there was
Just
the occasional
happy
guy.
Just happy to do the 2-miler.
Yep. I got my 2 miles. I passed, and I'm going to get paid on Tuesday. That was their jam. So so he'd be able to pull that off.
Okay.
And now we have let's see, we're going to get him his standard gear. So what do we think? Do we think this cat's starting out as a rifleman? Are they going to bone him and give him the grenadier spot, or are they going to really mess with his juice and give him that war pig, give him the 240 Bravo or the saw?
Yeah, he deserves a pig, just to make himself look good,
right?
Or at least
With
better.
camel belt.
So our criminal bouncer is going to have the machine gun.
Oh,
What do we think? What are we thinking? 240 Bravo or Lima?
Yeah.
Or
240.
Well, seeing as though carrying a minigun would be a little hard. Yeah.
Do we have the saw?
yes, he's got a saw. There's a saw if you need it.
He feels like a saw gunner because he's got the strap, and he can do that cool guy saw gunner thing where you just fucking sling it over your neck and walk with your arms on it. A 240 might be beyond his capability. You usually got to have some pretty good shoulders for a 240.
War Weapons from the chat is saying they always give the weak guys the big guns.
Well, there you go. So give him the 2. Strap that bitch with an 88.
Because they'll post up and cover. Dude, you ain't lying. I'm like, I got jerked in the height column, so I'm like 4'2". And every crew I ever ran with, they were like, you know what you look like? You look like a machine gunner. Oh, One Trick Pony's being mean. He's saying, dude, we got to give this guy a base plate. He wants to make him a mortarman. That's just mean, dude. So we got our guy is a machine gunner. So basically between all of our joking around and stuff like that, now we can fill this dude out with all of the essentials. So he's got his poncho liner, he's got his rucksack with all his stuff, 3 changes of clothes, a couple of MREs, and then all the all the essentials like first aid kit and blah 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 blah. And all that stuff is stuff that you can put right on your character so that you have it, so that you're ready for your game. But basically, if you take around all the joking around we just did and all the digs on assless chap wearing Calf Scouts, it took 8 minutes, 9 minutes.
Yeah,
if that.
To put this together.
Yeah.
So,
and you're ready to die for your country in a strange and foreign land.
As you should. And let me ask you a question: what's our criminal bouncer's name?
Marvin.
His stripper DJ name.
Stripper DJ name, exactly. What is it?
Coming at you on the main stage, Destiny. Oh, dream weaver. You want to say when she's got the dream?
I'm broken.
Weaver. When she's got the dream weaver on her ass.
Chad.
I don't think you've been catching. I don't think you've been catching many dreams, Destiny.
Well, just to pay homage to a certain sword, we could always call him Jimmy Warden.
Sounds good, Jimmy Warden.
Oh my God!
I know his run pet's going to be
Private Warden, did you defecate on the machine gun?
So Jojo Cantor is saying that he's already got a nickname. And his nickname, wrong one. His nickname is Muffin Top. Because you never get the nickname you wanted in the military.
No, you don't. I got Brain.
Nick, what was yours?
Brain.
Brain?
Yeah.
Is that because you're smarter than...
No, because I could spell.
Right on.
Like the drill sergeant just said, "How do you spell this?" And I'm like, and he goes, "Your name is Brain. Get Brain Absolutely. Over here." Yeah, I'm like, "Oh, that's great." I was hoping for Ace. Thanks.
How about it, Sonokin?
I just had H10 because they got tired of spelling my name.
Was that like a roster number?
It was just H with 10 letters after it.
Yeah, that's how you do it.
Yep.
That's fantastic. All right, so we have Jimmy Warden, our criminal stripper DJ. And that works perfectly, too, because Homeboy got busted for dealing coke at the door. And they were like, go to war, go to jail.
That's it. That's what happens.
Perfect.
I knew a guy, an African-American guy, and his name was James Stewart, Jimmy Stewart.
Really?
And yeah, I always thought that was funny. And he had these 2 huge, wicked knife slashes across his face. He was really cool. And I said, how did you get in one time? And he goes, well, I had a roommate and he moved out and he took all my stuff and he sold it. And he's like, and this guy's from Mississippi, so he had that accent. And he's like, one day I'm driving down the county road and I see, and he's like, his name is like, it had like a gang name, like Scooter. Yeah. He's like, one day I see Scooter over the other side of the road, so I just opened my door up and clip him. And the judge said, that's attempted murder. And he's like, yeah. And he's like, so why didn't you go in the military? That's how he ended up in the military. I was like, so I see him and I clip it. That never occurred in any decision tree making skill in my entire life.
Nope.
I never thought, what I should do? And I've got enemies, but this guy, like his decision matrix said that you can hit people with your car door while moving.
Nice.
I always respected that.
It would have to be one of those old 1960s, 1970s boats if you're going to use a door. You want something that's a brick wall slapping into you.
Yeah, but remember how old I am and where I'm from, man. Jeez. It's not like we had new cars back in the day.
So do we want to do another one quick?
Yeah.
And show how fast this can really
Should
go?
we do the operator now, or are we going to do that for another show?
All right. Well, we can actually do the operator. That's cool. All right. So what we'll do is we're going to take Jimmy Warden and we're going to beef him up a little bit. So Jimmy Warden's had 3 levels.
Okay.
Of time, because the operator classes come in at level 3.
Okay.
So you've had some time to gain some experience. Oh, go ahead.
So he got his shit together.
So let's just say he's a little stronger. He's a little wiser. He became Tanner.
Okay.
From the Forgotten Ruins series.
Yeah.
He started off as a train. Yes, okay. He started off as a train wreck, and then became something that the military cranked out that actually worked in their benefit. So we're going to go. There's 2 operators in the test book for people to play with. The first one is the actual operator. So that's going to be your special operator. That's going to be the hitter, the guy who does the raid, the ones that jump off the skids of the little birds and slide down fast ropes. And then there's also the specialist. The specialist is going to be that non-infantry style special operator. So you're talking about your hardcore medics. You're talking about your commo guys, all that jazz. So what do we want to do?
As a stripper DJ, he probably became a commo guy.
Yeah,
he likes the dials.
That.
Yeah.
All right. So the thing about the operators, they come with requirements. So he's going to have a hard time as the specialist.
Yeah. No,
that ain't gonna work.
Yeah, because their prime attribute is charisma. And Homeboy's charisma.
He's got a long ways. Maybe he got the tats of awesomeness.
So like he eventually worked all that hate out.
like he got huge guns. He got like 24-inch biceps, and then he had sleeves done on him. At the tattoo place next to the strip club. And now he's jacked and he's swole and he's got DJ game. So maybe it started to come together for him.
Right on. All right, I'm feeling it. All right, so eventually, Homeboy got himself removed from his snarky ways. Maybe he met that one lady at the club that turned him around.
Yeah.
To 25%.
Yeah.
So yeah, the special operator classes you have to be the minimum requirements for that. They have a prime attribute usually, so that will require whatever that attribute is. Got to be 13 or higher, and then you have to be level 3 in any other class. So these are basically support personnel. So your commo, your medics, your blah 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 blah. Right? They run in right along with the hitters. So you start off, you get jump school, which allows you to parachute. You get the rally ability, which is kind of like you have the ability to kind of move your guys to where they need to be and during a crisis. It's almost like a medic ability. You're restoring hit points and getting them up to ship shape again. What was that? Don't have to see his face to hear his voice on comm. So then he also has starting at 9th level. These guys get even more gear and blah blah blah. So so at that point, now you're done for until you start making levels, right? Because once you get up to levels, you're going to get more and more. But at this point, he gets new attack bonuses. He gets new saving throws, new hit points, so forth and so on. Yeah, you just keep going. Now the cool thing about the system and what we did to Whitebox to kind of bring it to within reach of the Forgotten Ruin property was we have these things called advanced trainings or Ruin Path, and basically it allows your character, which is a military operator, to be like they're in the military, and there's some weird stuff going on in the chat. I don't know what they're talking, but yeah. Starting at certain levels, you start getting advanced trainings, or you can trade those in for a Ruin Path. Like, for example, our friend Sparky.
Yes.
During our playtest, Sparky developed a Ruin Path and ate several of the party members because Homeboy became a werewolf operator.
And
So,
it was
famous
fantastic.
20.
Yeah.
So yeah. But yeah, the yeah, that
The
was
famous one killed legendary game designer James and Ward.
Yep, that was interesting because I mean, 1 minute we're like, okay, we're advancing down hall. I have clear corners right, left. Advancing to window. I have windows on the left, windows on the and there you are eating
A giant fur missile.
legendary game designer James M. Ward. Yeah, seriously, it's not that hard a game. The intent is that you set this up in a few minutes and play as many sessions as you want with your friends. There's a lot that goes into this and that we're obviously not covering because it would be a lot of book work to sit there and jot down like, yes, I'm going to take 3 MREs. Which MREs would you like? Blah 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 blah. It's not really how you're going to play that, but putting on the gear, making sure that you can requisition all the gear that you need, stuff like that. So, and as of today, everybody who is a backer of the Forgotten Ruin RPG is going to see, once I get it up on the screen, in their email, we're going to send out a kind of like a revised file for you guys to check out, just a little tweaks here and there, nothing too major. But then also we have our first adventure going out free to everybody who backed. So if you backed for even $1, you're getting this.
Nice.
This is Raid on Ruined Rock. It's an adventure for 2 to 6 characters, levels 1 to 3. Right. If you wanted to throw special operators in this, there are rules to make this just as crunchy and grindy for special operators as it is for regular guys. Basically, Private Smith goes missing, and you're tasked with finding him and bringing him back.
Darn Smith.
It's a very simple adventure, very easy to run. If you're looking for something to try your hand at the game and see whether or not it's right for your table, this is a 20-page adventure, fully statted with maps and all sorts of craziness. It's we got tons of illustrations, and so.
And I'm not going to say like World War III is about to happen, but it seems like World War III is about to happen. And if you don't have any military training, I guarantee you this will make you a better soldier as you fight for your country and life and Wolverine. So you know what? Yeah, and Dolores, and you know, I'm not saying I'm not saying that you should skip military training or, you know, go to basic training or become a ranger or anything like that. But this is just as good. I guarantee that.
But yeah, so there's tons of stuff in here. Everything's fully statted. You're not going to have to go flipping around the book unless, you know, something really crazy comes up. But yeah, it was a lot of fun to put this together. Like I said, 20-page adventure, going out free to everybody who's backed. As the rest of the campaign goes on, we're going to be going till the 28th of this month. And as the campaign goes on, we're going to be adding a little bit more to the book so that you guys can see the versatility and how that runs. But yeah, to start things off, we're going to rock Raid on Ruined Rock, which you guys will get in your email tonight.
Sweet.
Nice.
So as I'm winding down, any other questions from the panel or those in the chat?
Will the books come scented like coffee?
We can try that.
Or at least like a coffee ring on some of the pages.
I can do that.
Well, we gotta channel a little bit of talker into this.
And if you pay extra $20, you can have one that has been gnawed on by an orc, you know, just Baldur. So there you go.
So
One autograph.
One Trick Pony is saying more like the ranger that the ruin turned into a minotaur. There are rules for that in the book. So if you're a backer, go to the ruined reveals section, which is after all of the character like equipment and stuff like that, and you will see that there are it's after the combat section. There's a ruined path called Warbreed. And if you're a Warbreed, go ahead, please.
Well, I was going to say, and if my mic cuts out or whatever, try to pick it up. But you know, for maybe people who are just like, oh, I haven't read the books or anything like that, what's that about? Like in the concept of Forgotten Ruin, there's a nanoplague. It kind of changed the entire world in D&D, and these guys go 10,000 years in the future. And I would say about 4%, like 4 people out of 100, end up getting changed by the nano. So like all the monsters that you have in D&D, like 10,000 years ago, those were people like, if you were like a dickhead CEO, hedge fund lawyer guy, you probably got turned into a vampire and things like that. So, you know, like if you were like a gangbanger or like a terrorist or whatever, you got turned into an orc, that kind of stuff. There are other things that happen, but when the Rangers go forward, I think about 4 to 5 people end up experiencing sort of a transformation. One guy becomes a were-tiger. The guy that just got referenced, Corporal Monroe, who's now Sergeant Monroe in book 6, he got turned into a Minotaur. And we're working on book 6 right now, and I can tell you, like, a large portion of that book is that dude absolutely running amok.
Yes.
Yeah.
One Trick Pony seems to be our number one fan. He's saying, is there more about the Spider Queen?
Okay.
Yeah, there is, because she's responsible for the whole mess. So we will have more of that. We wanted to we put that in because people are like, well, how did it get this way? And we're like, okay, well, this is a fairly good explanation. But those characters that are sort of in that prequel, that's a whole novel. And we hope to bring that out and release that. But right now, what we don't do is damage the series. And so we want to follow the Rangers to the conclusion of this sort of first part where they have to engage the Lich Pharaoh of the Land of Black Sleep. And then we'll have to see kind of what happens after that. We're probably going to dovetail into Sergeant Thor and his adventures in the Eastern Waste as he kind of shucks his Ranger ways and just decides to go Viking for the high score. So we'll see what happens there. Yeah.
Yeti Actual is asking, by the way, that name is awesome, dude. Is this a standalone or will I need a core book? All you need is this book. You don't need anything else. So if you're not a backer, go on over to, if you search for Forgotten Ruin on Kickstarter, just head on over, give us a nod and become a backer. And all you need, the book that you see on screen right now is kind of like the playtest document. So we're going to be adding more and more to it. My book, my playtest document is completely done. So what you're seeing here is kind of just so that people can play it, try it out, see if they like it. But yeah, all you need is this book. You don't need anything else. It's going to be a one book thing. And then, that's going to be all you're going to need. That and some dice and a pencil and some friends. Although a couple of people have asked me to do solo rules. I don't know how I'm going to do that, but we'll see what trouble we can get into. Star Fox.
But
we're kind
of forming a community. We have a guy who just came in, and he kind of wants to form like a community where people can kind of get together and group up, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, so that'll be fun.
Star Fox Hero SJ, will this module be good for a first-time DM? Absolutely. If you've, go ahead.
And I can add, I cut my teeth. My first DMing was basically doing Forgotten Ruin based on white box rules. It was stupid simple, and here I am. It's easy to pick up, easy to figure it out. Even if you've never, even if you've never even played as a player that much, you can pick it up.
Here's what I think is really
that was him starting.
Yeah. Here's what I think is really cool about this is like, I think what we're having, like when we wrote the books, is a lot of people, like one guy who was a Ranger sniper said to me, he's like, I always wanted to play D&D, but everybody shamed me, and so I played hockey. And so like there's a lot of people who want to get into role-playing games, and the reality is if you go over to the D&D culture, it's really not that hard to learn, but it's monumental, and so that can be off-putting. This is a really great way to reset and just jump into role-playing games and get your feet wet, or like just see if you kind of like it in a very easy way. And then there's so many other really cool, fantastic systems. Like it's a big, fun community, and there's a lot of really cool people. And there's other things that are your jam. But like this kind of just will get you comfortable with like rolling dice for decisions, having a character. You don't have to get all weird and light candles and draw a pentagram and wear a wizard outfit,
I'll be wearing a wizard outfit.
Yeah, but that's every day. That's Tuesdays for Walt.
Yeah, and the chaps.
Yeah, but like this is a really easy way, and like maybe you're not like super down. Like I mean, I think the easiest thing you can do is like play the module and have fun, or you can just take your favorite war movie or your favorite fantasy book and just like, hey, I'm gonna have some Rangers fight a Hydra, and or whatever stats that are in there and whatever you want to do. And it's just kind of a fun and goofy way to have a lot of fun. And I mean, I've been role playing since I was like 8 years old. So I think that was about right. Yeah, and it's a really kind of fun. It's much different than the video game experience, and I think it's actually like a lot more satisfying. You really have a good time, and this is a really easy way to get started.
Yeah, definitely. We tried to make this as easy with very little barrier to entry as possible. Like if you look at the PDF for the adventure, everything's laid out, so you don't need to guess when you need something. If you need orcs, the orcs are right there. If you need bigger orcs, they're right there. right? You need goblins shooting at you from behind a tree. They're there. You need the map and what the breakdown of everything. It's right there. You can run this with very little experience, and we made it very, very easy. So you do not have to break your brain trying to run some people through an adventure of finding that kid that wandered off and got clinched by the raid force.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's super cool. This is going out to backers tonight. So if you haven't backed us, waiting on you.
What are you doing
And just
in your life if you not back this?
Imagine the moment that you are, operating a 240 Bravo machine gun. You're firing 6 to 8 round bursts. You've got traversing fire, and you can just hear that gun like slapping into that orc horde. Like just the wet slaps of the bullets just tearing through their giant muscle bodies, and they're like, and you're just rocking them. That's this game. It's really fun. Or like a giant troll comes out of the woodwork, and you're just like, get the Carl G, and you just launch that thing at it and blow off half its face, or whatever. Maybe you cast a spell and, blow up an entire squadron of goblins. It's fun. You can have a lot of fun. It really, I think this game is, and I don't want to be like, this is an infomercial, but it really is the peanut butter and chocolate of like, what would it be like for a modern military unit to like waste a wizard? This is that game.
Hell yeah. We want to thank everybody who came out, and Knight of Barsoom, Carl Gustav don't care.
You do not.
One Trick Pony is saying we need a landscape drawing of the tower/keep, aka Fob Hawthorne. Yeah, well, could be a stretch goal. Yeti actual shake and bake the orcs. I think it is. I think it already is a stretch goal, because if we get to the source book, we're going to do all the maps. The source book's going to have art and everything like that, and that's 50. And so I think we're sitting at 28 right now, 27. Yep.
So we can do it if we get there. We've got 20 days. We know we'll get a big push at the end. But if $22,000 more, and we can get to the source book, and we intend the source book to be a lot of art, a lot of maps, and a lot of like all the lore from the book, so that you can, which is the entire world, and so, well, it's most of the known world, but it'll really flesh everything out for you.
Right on. So we're going to be running a couple of these shows throughout the rest of the campaign. The next show that we're planning is probably going to have to do with putting the ruin in your favorite campaign. So dropping a group of rangers just outside the Order of Ulick in Greyhawk, or maybe some Navy SEALs off the coast of Alm or Cormyr in Forgotten Ruin. You got some Marines. Throw those Marines in Dark Sun, and when they get to take off their shirts and flex their tats and punch a mule in the face, you've gone right with it. So we got a lot of these shows.
What if you want to use like Coast Guard, but the setting is Taboo, the game of forbidden sexual pleasures?
There isn't a puddle big enough for them.
I think the Coast Guard gets put in Eberron. Keith Baker, if you see this, I'm sorry. But yeah, so the Yeti Actual wants to know, wait, the 160th is out here too? You need to read the Book of Joe. We'll catch everybody next time, and hey, thanks for coming out, and thanks for repping the ruin.